friends, welcome back to the online classes. I hope you all might have completed your work, the question answers of from the diary of Anne Frank. Today I am taking the new poem, poem number 6, Amanda, written by Robin Klein. Now the central idea of the poem is the poem deals with the upbringing of a small girl, Amanda. It highlights the struggles faced by the child. Poet Robin Klein makes an important point that a child should never be denied freedom and space. Though it is parents who are responsible for proper upbringing of their child, but that should not make a child feel trapped. Here, Amanda is prepared to be acceptable in society, and this training needs her freedom to be cut short. Her imagination is not given enough space, thus making her so angry that she wishes to be an orphan. The continuous nagging has thus made her moody. So, in this poem, we see that is nagged, she is always shouted at, and for small reasons and all. So she even thinks no that it would have been better to be orphan. So poet Robin Klein tries to tell us that we should not disturb the child or irritate the child with the small silly matters. Let us find out in the poem what else Robin Klein want to tell us or make us understand with regard with this poem Amanda. So I will read the poem stanza wise and give the explanation. So listen carefully. Stanza 1. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Explanation. In the above lines, Amanda is getting instructed, most probably by her parents, for biting nails and sitting lazily with her shoulders bent. The tone of instructions here is not a friendly one and thus fails to make any sense to Amanda. The poet here focuses on the aspects related to the upbringing of a child and how parents go to any limit to bring proper sense to their child. Amanda is thus getting trained for the society she is a part of. The pressure, the pressure of making oneself presentable to the society triumphs over every other behavior and manners. The irritation and frustration of the parent. Now, the second stanza. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Explanation. It is to be noted that the above lines are given within brackets. Brackets are used to provide more meaning to the phrase. Here, the poet uses it to present the imagination of the little girl, the free flow of pure thoughts. Amanda uses her imagination as an escape point from day to day commands of her parents. She feels suffocated in the real world and thus finds peace in her very own created world, where there are no restraints. She imagines herself to be a joyful mermaid sailing without any confines alongside soft waves of the green sea. This world of Amanda is free and contained in itself, and her happiness doesn't require any other human being. For a child, mermaid is a symbol of freedom and wonder. The third stanza. Did you finish your homework to clean your shoes, Amanda? Explanation. Amanda is now being asked about whether she has finished her homework or tidied up her room, and also whether she has cleaned her shoes. This set of instructions marks a shift from the instructions given in stanza 1. Now, Amanda is being coached about the things that are related to her surroundings. The pattern of instructions explains that how every aspect of her is related to questioning and proper guidance. She is being disciplined for every little thing, making her lose of her freedom. Her innocence is eventually getting lost with passage of time. The way these instructions are delivered points out the regular nature of these lessons. Her name being called again with an exclamation mark shows that the parents seem to be losing their cool and are troubled. Next stanza. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Explanation. In this stanza, we once again see Amanda's reaction to her mother's harsh is awfully depressing, where Amanda imagines herself to be an orphan, suggesting how much frustrated she is with continuous questioning of her parents, especially her mother. She has no shoes on her feet, and instead, she is getting them even dirtier by making designs on the dusty ground with them. However, she makes no sound while making these dusty designs. She cherishes the silence as well as the freedom to do as she likes that world of her imagination. Her love for silence is as a result of the shouting and yelling of her parents. The next stanza. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your accent, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Explanation. The set of instructions provided here indicate how much essential it is for Amanda to understand the value of external beauty and steps to be taken to preserve it from a very tender age. Amanda is stopped by her parents from eating a chocolate as previously that had caused her acne. Acne means common skin disease. However, Amanda is still lost in her own thoughts and doesn't care enough to look up to her scolding parents. This carelessness further angers the parents and they ask her attention when she is being scolded. The role of appearance in the society is given more significance than the basic values and creativity. Next stanza. I am Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Now, Rapunzel means what? Rapunzel is the name of a German fairy tale character who was made to live alone in a high tower and had very long, beautiful golden hair. So, you know about that Rapunzel. And the tranquil means free from any trouble or anxiety. Now, let us see the example. Amanda is still lost in her own dreams. She pictures herself to be the long, golden haired Rapunzel who lived in a castle and had no care about anything. Amanda imagines that the life of Rapunzel must have been very peaceful and fantastic in the tower, but she wishes to evade the fate that was met out to Rapunzel as she seeks a life which is away from any other human form. We can see here how the presence of her parents and their inhuman behavior had made her against any human connection. Hence, she only wanted to live by herself, as the presence of another being in her life would require her to act in a certain way. Amanda wanted to live as a free and happy person. The last stanza. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Explanation. The parents keep instructing Amanda on the do's and don'ts, but Amanda remains lost in her own dreams. The parents believe that Amanda is not reacting because she is annoyed. Amanda's behavior has made her parents look bad and they are worried about their image. They are concerned about how society will perceive them if their child always remains in a foul mood. They want to prove themselves as responsible parents who manage to balance out what the child wants and what the society expects out of Amanda. However, they have already failed in their efforts. I believe you people loved this poem. In your own words, the homework is write the summary of this poem, okay, in 80 words. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. God bless.